Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Speaking Nerd podcast. We've had a mini comeback recently, and
Oh,
we're keeping it coming. We're keeping it coming, literally and figuratively.
wow. Holy crap. I don't know if that was a dirty joke or it was a literal. We're just like, we're coming your way, but
You do you. You
respect.
do you.
Respect.
So yes,
Yeah.
get into it.
Yeah, everybody, we're gonna do a whole video just kind of going over the stuff that we didn't talk about throughout this past year. We haven't really, I don't think we've ever done anything like this for this channel. Just
I
kind of
don't
like
think so.
yeah, since for like the last few months, all of us have been busy with our own
Yeah,
shit.
this was
Uh,
just for Speaking Nerd. This was a bit of a rocky year, but the cool thing about it, uh, I think in large it was a rocky year for this channel because everybody else has been doing so many like cool things on their own channels. Like
That's true.
intensive treatment, guys. Intensive
AJ's
treatment.
channel, too. Everybody's been just releasing a lot of
Just
quality
like
content on their channels.
massive growth. Massive
yeah,
growth. I feel like all of us have worked on I feel some of the best stuff that we've ever done.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm with you, brother.
hell yeah, brother.
Sir.
Um, so I think just to make things easier, we'll go by categories. So like we'll go movies, we'll go TV shows. I was thinking about going in release order. It's like that's a lot of stuff to remember just within the last like year. So yeah, we'll just start with movies because there was a lot of movies that had come out, and yeah, so I guess we'll just get into it with you know what? We'll start with Madam Web. Did any of
Oh,
you see
God.
Madam Web at
Nope.
I
all?
did not.
I did. I don't. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I did see it
Get out.
on Valentine's Day. So
Wow, you really hate yourself that much.
I do. I really do.
That's like an
So,
anti Valentine's Day.
that's like you hate love. So
Nobody
what's your
loves me.
honest thoughts on that apparent atrocity?
It's awful. It is an awful, awful, awful movie. Just terrible the entire way through. Like, just there's nothing redeeming about it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So, um, so yeah, don't watch it. Just the one thing for you guys to uh to leave with when we're done here is just don't watch Madam Web. It's not good.
Or Craven looking like it.
Yeah, Craven. I've not seen Craven.
Neither by.
And I don't think I want to watch Craven now that we're talking about it. So
Yeah, I'm not really planning on it.
yeah, no, I'm Sony. Kill off your Spider-Man universe. It's not working.
Um, like, please just stop
Yeah,
forever.
just yeah. You don't need it. Nobody's asking for it. So just let it die off. I guess in another vein of terribleness, we can just lump in Crisis on Infinite Earths, all three parts.
Man,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I forgot that came out
I know.
until
It's another
Um,
thing I haven't seen just because I'm not interested in watching it. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't blame
until
you. I'm the only things I've seen about Crisis are like the clips people would post. It's just like, oh, here's Will
I saw
Friedle
like
as Batman Beyond or the Kevin Conroy stuff, and I'd see other things about like the main plot, and it was just bad. So
Yeah.
I basically watched it without watching it. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this is really the only way to watch those direct to DVD DC movies,
yeah.
at least these days.
Yeah, they've just been fumbling the ball with their DC animated stuff. It's sad, really. The the decline that has been going on within the last like few years specifically. It sucks too because the Tomorrowverse had such promise, like when that Superman movie came out,
It
and then
had
it
so much
just
potential, and
yeah,
then it just like nothing came of it.
and then they fucked it up like really bad.
Really
So
quick too is the worst
yeah,
part.
yeah. What was it like? The next, like literally the movie right after Superman.
Yeah, wasn't that like the Justice Society movie?
I think yeah,
Yeah, that
that was
sounds right.
Justice Society.
That wasn't
Damn,
very good.
man.
And then the whole Long Halloween movies were just kind of okay.
Yeah,
I
they were fine.
really
I like
the only reason I could tolerate it is like the actors were pretty good.
yeah, I agree. I hate the animation. I'm sorry. I think for the long Halloween, I
Oh yeah,
just I hate the
well,
animation.
the art style did not fit that book. Like, why can't we just get what? Why can't we just get a movie or two in Tim Sale's art style? Like,
You're freaking
is that
awesome.
too much to ask?
Right.
That when you adapt something into animation, you adapt it through the art style of said animation.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't understand why they lumped it into that universe. I mean,
it doesn't. Like, by all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
no, it doesn't. Um, I guess since we're talking about DC animation, um, Watchmen also came out, chapter 1, and I think chapter 2 also.
I actually quite liked Watchmen.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've actually wanted to watch that surprisingly.
That's surprising to me because when we saw the reveal for this, I mean, AJ specifically was one of the biggest haters for this.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I was decidedly like, this looks terrible.
Yeah. I
Mostly
don't
because
blame you either. I don't blame you.
mostly like I have no faith in Watchmen adaptations. Just like Alan Moore has no faith in Alan Moore adaptations. Um, and for good reason. Um, but upon watching it, which someone paid, a friend of mine paid for me to get the Blu-ray of it, which was pretty worth it. And like the art style, the lighting, like the composition, um, uh, all really good actors in the movie. Like I think this is the closest we'll ever get to um accurately representing the way the comic looks and feels.
Mm, yeah.
Um, and I applaud them for that.
I mean, yeah, it's like you either have this or like the motion comic, which who would want to watch a motion comic when you can just read it? So
Exactly.
I still don't understand that, but
Me neither.
yeah. So
Just
yeah,
read.
DC animation fumbled the ball this year. I think we can all agree.
I did like
Yeah.
uh, I did like K Crusader.
Oh yeah. Cape Crusader was great.
Yeah, that's true.
And My Adventures. So
My
the
Adventures was also good.
DC animated movies fumbled, but the TV was good.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We'll just get into we'll get into the DC like other stuff now. Like we'll just round all the DC projects and whatnot. So, um You know what? Let's talk about Cape Crusader because we were gonna do a Cape Crusader video when it was like I
It's
think at the
true.
beginning of September, but I might have lost the file for that. So that's my bad. But yeah, Cape Crusader, it was good. It was a pleasant surprise.
Hmm. Yeah, I watched all of that in one day, which was crazy.
So did I. It was like I think it was a few days after the show had released, but I had a day off and I'm like, you know what? Let's just watch a few episodes. And then it was like three more after that, three more after that. And I'm like, okay, we're getting to the end of the show. Let's go. So
Yeah, I have the legendary story of I was playing Tomb Raider for 12 hours, and then I realized it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I just sat down and I was like, let's check out that Cape Crusader show, and then I just
yeah,
watched all of it, and then it was 9 in the morning. I took a 1 hour nap, and then I went on with my day.
wow. Damn.
What a life.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed Cape Crusader. I mean I don't think it was like it was a really good show. I mean, it will never match up to the animated series,
I,
obviously.
I do think that marketing hurt it. Like,
Yeah, me too.
they shouldn't have marketed it as like Batman the Animated Series again.
Yeah,
Um, because that's not fair. That's not a fair comparison
right.
because you can't recapture Batman Animated Series. You just can't.
No.
You know, Kevin's gone, so like that it's gone. It's gone.
Mhm.
Um, but what we have here with Cape Crusader is good. And if you want to hear more about why Cape Crusader is good, you should watch my video essay about it.
That's right. Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, that's what we're all about here on the podcast, the shameless plugs. Do you guys want to talk about New Adventure? I don't have anything to say about uh New Adventures, so you guys can
You son of a bitch.
Can't believe it. I
Have you
can't
guys
not
believe
watched season 2 or season 1?
not yet, no.
not even
Neither?
season one.
Not really, no.
Dude, it's
What?
like it's one of the best adaptations of Superman in recent memory.
We are literally
It's
living
amazing.
through a Superman renaissance, and you're missing it.
I'm busy. Like Christ.
Never too busy for Superman, okay?
Okay, I
All
mean,
right.
I get
Okay,
around
okay.
to it.
All
Okay.
right, here's what I'll say. If you don't watch it before Superman comes out, I'm deleting intensive treatment.
Okay, fine. All right. All right.
Yes, yes.
And I'm going to jump off the Thomas Jefferson Bridge. No, the George Washington Bridge, even better. Okay, now that deal's out of the way. My Adventures with Superman season 2 was phenomenal.
Yes, it was.
I loved what they did with Clark and Kara's relationship.
Hmm.
And I love how
Also,
it ended.
her design too,
Yeah, I think it works really well for that show. Um,
and like her. I love how she was inspired by a certain character from Dragon Ball.
yes, she was.
Um, and also like I loved the dynamic between her and Jimmy. I thought that was really cool.
Me too, and I hope they get more in depth in season 3, which I'm
And
sure they will.
like I don't want to get too into it
Yeah, we
because
can't really spoil it because Marvel hasn't seen it.
yeah, you know, because he needs to watch it. Like, and if any of you haven't watched it, like the bum that Marvel is,
Yeah,
um,
please do
get
yourselves a
on it.
favor.
Yeah, do
Christ.
yourself a favor.
Can I just well actually can AJ and I both just admire like he mentioned that it's the Superman Renaissance. Like we have Superman is killing it in the comics, in
Yes.
TV, and is 100% gonna kill it in live action.
Literally.
Superman and Lois just ended. Like, we've been getting so much great Superman content lately,
Yeah,
and the new year is only gonna bring more.
I was gonna say not
Exactly.
only just in animated television, but also in live action as
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
which you guys can talk about whenever you want. But
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I love Superman. I mean, I'm sorry, My Adventures with Superman.
Yeah,
Season 2 was great.
I actually just got Absolute Superman #1 yesterday.
I'm
Uh,
gonna get it. I'm interested to see what it's all about.
because I was when I'm not working right now, so buying comics is, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But two, I haven't been to a comic shop in a while.
Yeah.
Not like a long time, but it's been a couple months.
Right.
mhm.
So it was good to catch up on that stuff and get
Yeah.
some Superman
How was
because
Absolute Superman #1?
admittedly I haven't read it yet.
Okay, no,
But
that's fine. I haven't
it
either,
looks
so.
really cool.
Kill yourself.
But like I really like what Jason Aaron did in Action Comics. His little 2-issue arc with the Bizarro World and everything, which was insane. Did you read that, Josh?
Say it again? You cut out for a second.
When Jason Aaron did a 2-issue arc in Action Comics,
No.
it was like a whole like Bizarro World thing. It was great.
I heard about it. I haven't gotten the issues yet.
That was that was a terrific like 2-issue arc.
I'm gonna have to buy it.
Which shows that he's very much going to do a good job with Superman. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to dig into it.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited.
it's a good year for Superman. It's a good era for Superman.
Yeah.
Um, you know, comics, movies, TV, animation.
Williamson's run's still going strong.
Mhm,
Hasn't
mhm.
dried up. He's fantastic. I mean, I'll never stop glazing Joshua Williamson because he's, in my opinion, the best overall DC writer right now because he's
Dude,
writing so many different series.
we should collaborate on a Joshua Williamson video essay.
Yeah, I'd love to. He's my favorite writer right now for sure, like without a doubt. Every DC character he writes is written like as I would read them, how I
I will
want them to
say
be written.
I'm really happy how much you've gotten into comics this year, like modern comics.
Yeah, me too. Because before that, it was just me kind of reading everything that I could read that was before my birth, basically.
Mhm, mhm.
I always felt like modern comics. I was like, oh well, they're trying to do new things, and I'm not really that interested in it. But dude, some of the best comics I've ever read are from this year alone.
Yeah, it's all about just like I think a big problem with like modern comics right now is that it feels so unapproachable for a
Mm,
lot of like incoming readers.
Yeah.
Um and like Um people need a guide to to translate like what's happening in this and what's happening in this. And also I will say DC is doing something that Marvel isn't doing, and it's uh taking these classic characters and also they're also highlighting a lot of like lesser known characters currently, but they're taking these characters and coming from a more like silver age point of view,
yeah,
that it's like it's low um effort to entry.
yeah,
You
like
don't need to know that much to read a Superman comic. You don't need to know that much to read a Batman comic or any of these other comics. Whereas with Marvel, you know, I love Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing. It's a phenomenal book, but I would not give that to anyone who hasn't read a Hulk comic because they would not know how to get into it at all because it lies heavily on lore. which
Yeah.
is the problem with a lot of Marvel comics right now, is that a lot of it depends heavily on lore and history, which is a problem that Marvel has had for a very long time because one, they're very adverse to rebooting, and two, um, you know, they're not they're not really okay with like moving on. But
Yeah.
that's my modern comics rant.
Marvel, I know you haven't been keeping up with as much modern comics, but if there was one character this year that you would want to get into at the beginning of next year, who is a character that you want to start reading from a newer series, whether it's DC or Marvel?
Probably like Superman, I would say, because lately I've been getting it like with the movie coming out next year and stuff, and and all types of TV I need to catch up on. I'm in a
Hmm.
bit of a Superman kind of
Superman's
groove. So I think
awesome.
I whatever runs are out, like the Absolute, I'm really curious to check out, and
Hmm.
whatever is going on in main continuity, I would definitely
Yeah, you
try
have
and take
really
some
good
time.
choices. Because you have Action Comics, which has been doing really good for a while. You have Superman by Josh Williamson, and you have Absolute Superman. So you have like three ways to enter all of that, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, Superman, in my opinion, Superman and Batman particularly, and Green Arrow are the most accessible heroes in DC right now that I've read. Um, they're super easy to jump into, and like Superman might be the easiest because you can just go in and there's no lore needed. Like Superman, everyone knows Superman's origin
Mhm.
story.
right. Yeah,
So you just go in, you know who Lois Lane is. You're probably gonna know who Parasite is. You know who Lex Luthor is. So
yeah,
you really don't need anything except a light and
sure.
your hands to open the book.
Yeah.
Plus,
But yeah, yeah,
it's all very familiar too.
but yeah, both AJ and I are in agreement with the recommendations. But so what's next? What's another rapid fire you guys
I
want to talk
guess
about?
I guess since we're on the Superman topic, if you guys I know probably both of you have watched Superman and Lois's final season, so um you get into that.
AJ, you wanna?
What else is there to say? It's peak.
Yeah, it
It's
was
peak.
great. It
They
was great.
killed it. They killed it. They killed it.
Yeah,
Tyler
DC yeah, DC killed it, literally. They canceled.
Literally, they killed it.
That makes sense.
they did kill it. But it ended well. Tyler Hecklin's awesome. You know, all of them did an amazing job. Bringing the series to an end. I mean, I will say, I don't want to like spoil anything, but there's this one particular Lex Luthor fight. It was
Oh,
so
I know
good,
what you're talking about.
so good.
I think I know what you're talking about too.
You talking
So
about the one with the lamps?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
That was
yes.
one of the best Superman fights I've ever seen.
So cool. It was so cool. You know, Daredevil can kiss Superman's big red bumper.
Dude, I agree. That fight was absolutely peak.
Yes, it was. It was.
His big red bumper, I like that.
But yeah, it's a good year to be a Superman fan. And as sad as I am to see Tyler Hoechlin go because he has been such an amazing Superman. Um, a definitive Superman for me.
Hmm.
Um, I think they ended it brilliantly. Like, what are your thoughts,
I
Josh?
loved it. I loved it. I thought the whole season was great. I thought they ended the Arrowverse off with dignity and
Mm-hmm.
care. Um, and Tyler was great. Obviously, the whole cast was great. And the final episode was an emotional roller coaster. Uh, I was like tearing up at the end
Hmm.
for the entire last 15 minutes of the show. Um, and obviously I can't spoil it because Marvel for some reason is great at avoiding spoilers.
He's
And
also great at avoiding Superman
I
media.
was just gonna say he's great at avoiding anything Superman. No, but
Depends though, like the Penguin, which we'll talk about a little later. Like
yeah,
when that was going on, I heard basically next to nothing about. But then it's like for Superman and Lois, I'm sad to say that I've seen more than I probably should have. But
really,
that's the internet being the internet. So,
yeah, it's true.
but that fight with the lamps though was awesome. I will say
It's
that's
so
great.
cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
With context too, Marvel, if you ever sit down and watch the whole season, the fight hits much harder when you know the context of the entire thing.
Yeah, I think next year I'm just gonna be on like full Superman and just rapid fire all the things that I missed throughout the last few years. So like
You will
Superman
hear
and
no
Lois
complaints
and
from me.
my
Yeah,
adventures, stuff like just to get me ready for the movie coming out. So I
Yeah,
you
think
just
that's what I'm gonna do.
gotta you gotta be in it.
Yeah.
I know that's making both AJ and I very happy that you're going on a
Yes,
Superman binge.
yes.
Yeah, Superman and Lois was fantastic, and I'm sad to see it go, but at the same time, the way they did end it was very good.
It's so
Yeah,
weird that Batman got like the short end of the stick this year. Like he
really.
Yeah,
basically had next to nothing as
yeah.
far as
No,
stuff coming out, and then it like Superman is just like soaring away, like
You know what?
flipping
It's about
everybody
damn
off with
time. It's
DC.
about damn time.
Yeah, that's true.
honestly, it's karma at this point.
Batman's
Like
been eaten too good.
it's it's a balance in the universe. Um,
Yeah,
I love Batman. But sometimes he's got to take a hit.
yeah.
He's just got to take a hit.
And it
Take that
and it's
L at some point or another.
and the hit he's taking is nothing that's gonna tarnish Batman's legacy. It's just
No,
taking a
yeah.
little
Yeah.
longer for him to get some content to come out. But you know
Well,
what? Like,
Well, one of the movies we'll talk maybe might
yeah, we'll
tarnish that
we'll
a
talk
little
about that a little bit.
bit.
Um,
hey,
but you know,
you could just call it. It's not a hit. It's a delay.
yeah. But Batman in the comics, Marvel, if you get to any runs, read Batman and Robin by Joshua Williamson. It is one of my favorite Batman runs I've ever read.
Just like Steve
Sure.
Rogers, I'll put it on the list. So,
Also, Detective Comics by Ram V is so good.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Literally, we were talking about how Superman's killing it on all cylinders. Batman is too. Um, and it's great because when you walk into a comic shop, at least for me, Batman in DC, in comics, for me anyway, is never treated like Batman is in the movies. He's not the only one that exists.
right.
So
Yeah,
it's like you see
and
Batman, well, right next to Batman, you've got the Bat family, and there's a lot of it. And then right next to that, you've got World's Finest. Like it's a richer thing than just to watch the movies and shows.
Right.
also before, without getting into what I'm assuming we're gonna get into later. Um, to all of the people crashing out over said news, um, go read a comic book if you're missing out on Batman so much.
Literally.
And if you won't, I don't care to hear your voice.
Or you can watch our commentary on the first movie, which should be coming out
Yeah.
here pretty soon on intensive treatment. You can do that too.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's just like we've had decades upon decades of Batman cinema. And if you want to really hear about that, I might have done a video about it. Huh? Huh?
Yeah. Go check it out.
These are the most shameless of shameless plugs.
Nah.
Yeah.
No shame. But so what's next, guys? What's
All right,
what's on the rapid fire list?
let's get into the Batman projects that came out this year. Let's start with probably the worst one by far, which is Joker Folie à Deux,
Oh
or I
God.
think it's the worst by like it's oh my god. Just
I did really love the I did love seeing the group chat when Marvel came back from seeing Joker 2.
I was not happy. I was not a happy clown. I was a very angry clown when I came back from watching that movie. It was not fun. Like it's such a shame too because I think I had high hopes close to its release. Maybe a few of us had it, and I'm like, they can't fuck this up, can they? And then like you start watching it, and it starts off really good. Like the first, I want to say like 40 minutes, or 30 to 40 minutes is, it's not bad. It's moving along at a nice pace, and then I think after Lady Gaga's Harley shows up, that's when everything starts to take a dive, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. It's not the worst movie I've seen this year, but damn, it really frustrated me. So
Funny,
Yeah.
one of my film professors at school loves Joker 2.
Wow.
I don't know why, but they do.
my brother, he saw it shortly after I did, like when it and he was like, "Man, that's such a life-changing movie." And I was just like, "I want to strangle you right now."
Life changing is
What
crazy.
about you, Swifty? What did you think of Joker Folie à Deux?
So I followed a bit of a zigzag with this. I actually initially liked it. Thought it was a pretty good movie. And I accepted I watched it as if I was not watching a Joker movie, right? So I was like, okay, this is fine. This is pretty good. I liked it. A couple weeks passed by. I hate this movie now. I really hate it so much now. I wish it never came out. I wish Joker 1 never came out because now I hate Joker 1 more because this movie puts that movie into more context. Um, and it's not the Joker. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, obviously Todd Phillips said that this movie was not Joker, but the fact that he was never supposed to become Joker is what irritates me even more.
I'm not willing to accept that. I'm willing to just watch the first movie without any of the context from Folie à Deux and just kind of like Folie à Deux can burn for all I care, and then I can just have the first movie back to where, I
Yeah,
liked it before. So,
yeah.
I mean, I know like those details though, when you get into it, it's just bad. It's not great. It's not good at all. So,
No, it wasn't.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
But here we are. I know,
Let's talk.
AJ, I don't think you've seen it, so
Oh, I was just about ask, did you
I,
see it, AJ?
I did not. I did not. I
Okay.
wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't interested enough to watch it.
yeah. Don't watch it. You really don't have to watch it.
You dodged the bullet there.
This is the one Joker movie you don't have to watch.
Funny, there were like multiple movies this year where I just like chose not to watch it, or I just forgot about it. And one of those movies is gonna make you guys really mad.
Let's hear it. Let's just hear it right
Yeah.
right now.
I haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine.
I knew
No,
it. I
no, I
knew
knew.
that.
I knew that you haven't.
I
We
just
knew for months. But
forgot.
I'm surprised that you still haven't gotten around to watching it, but
To be fair, I didn't watch Joker for a long time.
Yeah.
yeah, that's on us that you finally got around to watching the first movie. So,
I don't know. I think this year was kind of me um falling out of love of superhero movies a little bit
Mm.
because I did not watch a single comic book movie in theaters this year,
yeah.
which like I don't think there's ever been a year before now that I've ever done that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is wild.
Hey man, we all need
A detox.
yeah, we do really because like I'm glad I saw Deadpool and Wolverine in the theater because honestly, it was great to watch
Yeah.
that in the theater.
Right.
Um, but I wish I hadn't seen Joker 2 in theaters. Um,
Two sides of the coin.
yeah. So it's like maybe this year I do wish I had kind of a detox from it because next year there's going to be so much superhero stuff coming out.
True.
Yeah.
It's funny. Though I didn't see any comic book movies this year, I watched a lot of movies in theaters, like a lot of movies,
No, but
and I
you know
watched
what?
a lot of movies in general.
It's
Yeah.
great that you did that because it also goes to show like we're all comic nerds here. I mean, obviously we can't hide that, but it goes to show that like comic books are not everything in our lives either. They're very important, but there's still other movies, there's other art to appreciate. It's like
Yeah, it's like I mean, when we get into it later, there was like a fair share of like movies that I had watched that were not even comic related in any way that I really enjoyed.
That's awesome.
Um, and
well,
Like,
I think it's nice for the people who are like us that you know when it's good go out of our way to watch comic book movies. It's nice to have a little bit of variety outside of that whenever you go to the theater. And I think there were some really good ones, which we'll talk about later. But
yeah,
yeah,
I've actually. Do you want to know how many watches I had this year?
yeah,
you
I
have a count.
remember, but
Um,
Let's hear it.
164.
Damn,
in
damn.
theaters or all together.
Okay, so the numbers cross over. I have watched 149 movies, but I've had 164 watches.
Okay.
So do the math on how many rewatches I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
um, but just off the top of my head, I know I watched The Fall Guy at least 2 times in theaters.
Hmm.
Um, I know I watched Lisa Frankenstein at least 2 times in theaters as well. I saw the TV Glow in theaters. I saw Y2K in theaters. I saw Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim in theaters. Trying to think of what else. I saw The Wild Robot in theaters.
Hmm.
Um, I saw Peeping Tom uh in theaters, which it is the first slasher movie. Same year as Psycho, just a couple months before Psycho.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I'm missing something, but those are the big stuff. Alien Romulus. I saw Alien Romulus
I
in
still have to
theaters.
see that.
I
Yeah.
saw Despicable Me 3 in theaters for some reason. For some reason. For some reason.
No. No.
Uh, trying to think of what else. I know I'm missing something. Oh, what did you guys see in theaters this year?
Um,
Why don't you
I
go
was.
first, Brother?
I mean, I was gonna say let's get into that a little later, and we'll just tackle all the comic stuff first, and then we'll just get out all the other things that we saw, which is I'm sure
Right.
plenty of them. But I wanted to talk about as far as Batman stuff. The best thing to come from Batman this year, which was the Penguin TV show.
Yes.
I
Oh,
absolutely loved the Penguin TV show. I thought it was sensational.
Yeah, I love it too.
yeah, it's a great show.
Did you I know me and Swifty watched every episode. Did you get around to watching the whole thing?
Hmm.
You did? Okay. Um and then there was one last Batman thing that came out this year, which I can now talk about because I can actually experience it. Arkham Shadow was a thing. Um
Man, I really want to play that so bad.
I have a MetaQuest now and it is so much fun. I have not beaten the game myself. I'm only about like 20% in or something, but like it's a lot of fun. Um and everything that you would want out of an Arkham VR game is in there. So um I know if Alter was here, me and him would probably talk about it a little more, but um,
Um,
yeah, damn it, we'll just do a whole video on it on intensive treatment at some point. So
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
okay, so as far as just Marvel stuff, we already talked about Madam Web. None of us have seen Craven, which I don't think, I mean, we're not really missing out on. So,
None of
and
us are
none
sad
of
about
no, I had no interest in that whatsoever. Um, there was a bunch of shows like Agatha and What If that just came out in December, which I don't care about.
Yeah, I did not
Um,
watch either of those. I did make a really good Scarlet Witch video that you might wanna check out.
yeah. um, Honestly, the best things to come from Marvel this year are the video games. We had some really good Marvel games that had come out.
Mm.
Sure.
We had Marvel Rivals, which all of us have played a little bit. Um,
For crack.
I think it's a fun game. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's fine.
Yeah,
It's not my style of game necessarily that I love to play, but it's with friends. It's a lot funner.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. That's what I would. It's like if you have friends to play it with, it's a lot more fun. If you're playing it by
Yeah, I don't know why you would play a game like that by yourself anyways. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Capcom,
Marvel, are you there?
am
Yeah,
I
are
there?
you
You cut out.
Oh,
I have
did I?
not
Yeah, I hear you
anything.
now though.
I hope Craig picked it up.
Half a minute.
um,
We'll see.
I was gonna say as far as comic stuff, there's only a couple things that are I could mention. I don't know if anybody here saw The Crooked Man, Hellboy. I wish I'd got around to it, but
I
I
haven't.
haven't gotten to it yet. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll watch it before the year ends.
it looks decent
Um, I really want to. It's just it it's only for rent, right?
as far as I'm aware. There might be a Blu-ray release, like a physical release too, but I'm not
It was a
100%
really
sure
weird
on that.
release.
Oh, it was supposed to come out in theaters, but then at the last minute they were just like, "Yeah, we
Yeah,
see no faith in this, so let's just dump it on a streaming service and, we'll call it a day."
totally fumbled that movie.
That's
Like
sad.
marketing wise, which makes me really sad
Yeah.
because I think it looks pretty good. And also like the potential of a Crooked Man movie is like that is perfect idea for a movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how do
And
you
then
fumble?
yeah, no. Absolutely. And then there was also The Crow, which I did not see, but I heard everybody talk shit about.
I heard it's terrible. I heard it's like just
Really? I haven't heard
abomination.
anything about it, so
I
That's sad because
my
this is one of the ones that I was looking forward to. And,
my
like,
buddy
just as a kind of, a kind of one-off theater experience, but I didn't get around to watching it in theaters, and I just heard everybody say it was
probably
bad, so
oh
my
yeah,
buddy
wow.
did a video about how much it's terrible.
yeah, yeah. Alright,
Okay, I want to say this because this is Bill Skarsgård. It's weird how he went from The Crow to Nosferatu, which I just saw. Which he was incredible in Nosferatu.
Well, yeah,
And
I mean, it's like a good actor can't make a bad movie a good movie.
right,
Mhm,
That like
you're right.
that's just a fact.
Yeah.
No actor's that good. That
It's just the same a shame to see that he was in a bad movie.
yeah,
But
though
at least
I
it's coming it's, you know.
I think
Sorry,
that
go
kind
ahead.
of works in his favor when you're in the bad movie first, then the good movie second. It's
Yeah,
like, that contrast.
Oh my
very
god,
true.
I literally just forgot Venom was a thing. Venom 3.
So did
It's
I
fine.
until you just referenced it. I
I was
didn't
like,
see it.
it's fine. It's nothing amazing or
Honestly,
anything. It was fun.
honestly, that's the most like Venom situation where we just forget it existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about all the other stuff that we watched or played this year for like movies and TV. I don't really have much to say for TV specifically. Um, because
I
most of what I watched was like I think mostly just like oh, it was like The Penguin and then also The Boys. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah. Boys
watched
was great.
Boys
I
was
I
really
actually
good.
I actually did watch The Boys for the first time this year.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
You did.
we finally got him on the Boys hype train.
Proud
I
of you.
watched I watched it with Joshua's brother.
Yeah. So glad he saw that. You just saw season one though, right?
No, I saw like uh
You saw
up
everything?
with him. I saw like up until like the middle of the middle of like maybe like the beginning of season 3, maybe.
Oh, okay, so you got pretty far.
Yeah.
Well, what's your honest for the people that don't know? What's your thoughts on the whole thing that you've seen?
Well, I really like it. It was wild watching the the recent season finale and then going all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I really loved the show. It's really good.
That's good. Yeah, it's a great show. I think if you understand the context and a lot of people have let it pollute their thoughts of superheroes as a whole. But,
Hmm.
you and I and Marvel, like we know where we stand with superheroes and we know what superheroes are and what they stand for. So it's not going to ruin our perception of
Yeah,
Superman or any hero.
think
So
like
I love it.
deconstruction. I think deconstruction media only works if you have a good foundation of how superhero media works.
Right. So I think it's very funny and I think it's a well-written show and I'm excited to see what happens in the last season.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
I wish
That's
that
good. For me.
they would kinda end it with the last season because 'cause they're doing a whole bunch of spin-offs and stuff
I
Yeah,
later, like
know.
the
the
Soldier Boy one
spin-offs,
and just like
the
and I
spin-offs
mean,
are
I don't know.
weird choices.
Yeah. But then
Um,
again then again, we did get a Penguin show, and I was not expecting anything from it, and it was great. So,
that's
I
fair.
will
That's fair.
definitely give it a chance, but I'm
Oh,
not, like, looking out for it.
that reminds me, I almost forgot the second half of Invincible came out this year as far as, TV that I watched, and that like,
Mhm.
I love Invincible, and
Yeah,
I think
guys,
it's
Marvel's, like, a huge Invincible guy.
I mean, I
Oh,
got you watching the
You
first
did.
season at least,
You
so
did. It was great.
did you finish it? Did you finish the first season?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was like, "Whew, good."
I have to watch 2. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I have a
I
heart.
loved it.
You didn't
What's that, AJ?
said Marvel was about to have a heart attack if you didn't.
I
'Cause
know.
I 'cause I remember he was like, "Yeah, I started watching Invincible, and I don't remember you telling me that you finished the first season at least." So,
Yeah, no, it was
I don't
great.
know if you got halfway through, but yeah, I'm glad that you actually made it to the end of season 1. But,
Yeah.
yeah, season 2, I wish they didn't split it in half because
Mhm.
the first half of it was at the end of, 2023, and then the rest of it, like, I think it started in, like, March or something, and
Yeah.
that was poor on their part, but I'm glad that moving forward, they're gonna just release the season in full, and, you're not gonna be left in the dust for, a massive cliffhanger, which isn't really that massive at all, so,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with the show, next year with, season 3, so that's gonna be really
Yeah.
good.
Nice.
Uh
Is there any other comic book media that you guys saw this year? Because I do want to talk a little bit about a movie that I saw. I don't want to fell on it for too long, but
I
I don't
will I
think
will
so.
I will say this isn't technically like uh this year. I mean, I did it this year, but it didn't come out this year. But something that I did like a full deep dive on was I rewatched all of Spawn the Animated Series, which is
Oh, okay, I need to watch that show. I have not seen it.
well, you better watch it soon
It's
because
on my watch list.
that video is in the works and it's
I
gonna be
know.
huge.
I'm gonna watch it like when the new year comes around, like
It's
the
great.
beginning of the new year.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
good, man. It's so good.
Everything, every
Uh,
clip I've seen from it is great. So
yeah.
there's that.
As far as comic book stuff, I don't think I have anything else for that. So
Mhm.
we can just get into other movies, shows, and
I should
games
blame
and whatnot that we watched and played and whatnot. So
Yeah.
um I want to start with one that I had a fun time with. Have any of you seen Argyle at all?
No, I
I
haven't.
I wanted to watch that though because I like Matthew Vaughn.
It's
It's very
fun.
good.
It's a fun movie. Yeah, I dug it. Um, one that I wish I had gotten around to watching was Godzilla X Kong. I was
Yeah,
not.
I didn't get
I
to
did
see
not
that.
see it. It looked like it was. It looked like it was a lot of fun though. So
Yeah.
Godzilla X Con. I'm trying to think if I've watched that. Yeah,
I
no,
have.
I didn't. I did
No, you
not.
didn't see it.
No, no, no.
I have one that me and Swifty definitely did watch and really enjoyed. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I loved it.
I thought it was
Man,
great.
I still need to see that.
You've seen the other ones, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say you've seen the
or
last three beforehand, right?
for the Planet of the Apes is so good.
It is. It's fantastic.
Um, I love that whole trilogy. I love the original too.
The
Like
original's great. It's so good.
it's just like a really freaking good movie, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get a chance to see it, definitely check it out because it it
Like a
deals with
Twilight Zone.
what?
Like the original movie feels like a Twilight Zone episode.
Oh, it totally does. Actually,
Might
that's
as
I
well.
never even thought
It
of it
might as
that
well
way.
be. It might as well be.
There actually is a cut online. That someone like turned the first movie into a Twilight Zone episode.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love that. Yeah, when you get a chance to watch Kingdom, definitely do so because it deals with a lot of stuff really well and
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really need
great
to
visuals,
because
direction.
yeah,
It's great.
the director's gonna do Legend of Zelda.
Is
So
he?
yeah,
I
it's
did
Wes
not know
Ball.
that.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I did
That's
not know that
awesome.
either.
Yeah, he's doing Legend of Zelda. So I need to know if he's uh got the sauce.
Yeah, you could tell he really cared about the material that Matt Reeves and the director of Rise of the Planet of the Apes put in place. Um he did a great job at remembering Caesar and just everything. He did a great job, so highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, I'll go up next.
Okay.
Um I just saw Nosferatu. You guys knew it was coming.
Mm.
Um
We were bound to talk about it at some point or another. So.
Now, before I get into it, I wanted to ask you guys: have you guys seen either the original or the '70s Nosferatu?
I have seen the original. I have not seen the 70s Nosferatu, but I have
Okay.
watched the original.
What about
Of
you,
course,
AJ?
no,
Have you seen the '70s one?
I've not seen the '70s one. Who's
Okay,
in the '70s one?
I don't know because I'm in the same boat as you guys. I am as well. I've seen the original. I've never seen the '70s one. Um, this movie, firstly, Robert Eggers is one of my favorite new directors. He has never released a bad movie. He's released this is his fourth movie,
So
which is crazy.
he did the Lighthouse, he
He
did the
did The
Witch,
Witch. He did the
he
Northman.
did Northman, and he did this. So this is like fourth. Yeah.
That's firstly that's crazy that
Mhm.
he's done 4 movies, and all of them have been so innovative with how filmmaking is done, particularly in the style that he's doing it.
Right.
Um,
It
and
is, it is also really cool how he's kind of doing. He's hitting on like all genres, kind of thing,
yeah,
and
and
like the mix.
mm, and like Robert Eggers doing gothic horror. Firstly, gothic horror. I keep saying firstly. I sound like a dumbass. Um, Gothic horror is probably my favorite type of horror. Um,
Oh, same.
and he captured it perfectly. From the time period to the actors, performances, locations, cinematography, writing, pacing, direct. It was just everything was great. And I will say this: you might be surprised, but the star of the show for me was not Bill Skarsgård. He was fantastic, but Nicholas Hoult was the most believable character in the whole movie.
Interesting.
And he was so great as Thomas. And Lily Rose Depp was amazing as well. She was so great.
I've been hearing a lot of praise for Lily so far.
She did a great job.
I'm
Um,
really curious
and
about that.
Aaron Taylor
Yeah.
Johnson did a great. Everyone did a great job.
Yeah. Why wouldn't she get praise? Have you seen Yoga Hosers?
Have you seen The Idol? But yeah, you guys need to watch this movie when you get a chance. I want to go back to the theaters to see it again because and Willem Dafoe, how could I forget? He's incredible in it. He really is great. So check it out when you can. Fantastic movie. Um, Nicholas Hoult Supremacy. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And now I'm even more excited to see him as Lex Luthor because it had been a while since I had seen him in anything. And
He
you
was
know,
in juror number 2 as well.
oh, okay, so that's another movie. I want to watch that. I have not seen it yet,
Uh,
but I'm gonna watch it tonight. I've been planning
they
on
did that
watching it for a week.
dirty. They did that movie like seriously dirty.
Mm.
Really?
I don't think it either got like an extremely limited theater release, or it didn't get a theater release. I don't think it
Have you
did.
seen it?
I have not, but it's a Clint Eastwood directed movie,
Yeah,
and you don't give it a theater release.
yeah.
Like,
That's crazy to me.
that's wild.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you guys how it is because I'm planning on watching it tonight.
Yeah, I'm planning on watching it sometime soon.
Yeah, so Nicholas Hoult, fantastic. But someone go up next. Yeah, everyone watch Nosferatu.
I I,
One. Or no, you say
I
what you
was
want
just
Say what you need to say.
to.
I did have a frightening realization while you guys were talking.
What's
I
that?
did watch a comic book movie in theaters this year. You
Oh,
want to know what it was?
yeah.
I watched Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom
Wait, was that?
in January.
Oh, in January. That's I was gonna say. Didn't it release
Yeah.
in 2023?
It came out December, but I
That's
guess
true.
somebody left it in the theater long enough for him to watch it. So,
So I'm curious. I know that we talked about this a little bit right after it came out, but I don't really remember. I think you were like fine with it, but it was nothing to write home about. But I'm curious to
It,
hear now how you sat with it for about a year.
it was a weird thing. I like a lot about it,
Mm,
but it feels like it's parodying itself in
mm.
certain bits. Like like the opening. Um, the opening is almost really cool, but he keeps like, I don't know, he keeps doing things that uh it feels like an MCU joke or something. Like, he's acting like a child, and it's
Mm.
just like, I mean, he was a little stupid in the first movie, but like not like this. It's like, come on, man. Let's do better.
That's how I would
Um,
summarize it with
but I
Aquaman. It's like it's basically just a glorified parody of not only the first movie, but also just that universe in general.
uh,
Yeah.
I
Or maybe you could
but
say that for the Flash, but but
I will
like,
say watching Aquaman 2 is more enjoyable than watching The Flash
Yeah.
any day of the week. Have I rewatched it? No.
Will I
um,
rewatch it? Probably
yeah,
not.
probably not. Probably not.
but I have watched a lot of really cool movies this year. I'm gonna rattle off a couple.
Sure.
Um, I've just yeah, I'm just gonna like say some names, whatever. Long Goodbye, which is a great noir film that you guys should watch. Um, like I said, Lisa Frankenstein, which is my second favorite movie of the year, which came out this year. Let's see. I did watch Unicorn Store for the first time, and I wrote that script for it, which hasn't been made yet, but um, I really loved that movie. I watched Hardcore for the first time, which is a Paul Schrader movie. It's terrific. Uh, uh, like that is incredible movie, one of the best
Mhm.
movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Um, it's better than Taxi Driver, so just
Oh,
saying.
get out of here. Okay, I will watch it if you say that, but Taxi Driver is one of my favorite movies
Written and
ever.
directed by Paul Schrader. Um, it's one of the greatest films I've ever seen.
What's it
That's all.
called?
It's called Hardcore.
Okay.
It's not an easy movie to watch because it deals with some very dark stuff.
Oh, it's super easy to watch then for me.
it,
Alright,
it
Hardcore.
it's darker than Taxi Driver, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Okay, it's from '79. Okay.
Yeah, it's a terrific movie. Terrific movie. Um, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, that was great. Um, Love Liza, really great. Philip Seymour Hoffman movie. Um, where he's sniffing fumes the whole time.
Mhm.
Really great movie. That's also another movie I'd recommend. Love Liza, really good movie. Saw Monkey Man in theaters. That was good. Um, I saw The TV Glow was the best movie I saw this year. Fall Guy was great too. Fall Guy is probably like number 3 for me.
Mhm.
Um, um, like I said, Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim was great. Um, I saw Sorry to Bother You this year. It's from 2018. But I saw it for the first time this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane movie. Like that's all I'm gonna say. Absolutely insane. Um, really good movie, but it was like I was not okay afterwards.
Mhm.
Right.
That's all, that's all I'm gonna say. Um, yeah, good movie. Oh, and one movie I watched this month that was absolutely incredible is The Apartment. Which I'd say is heavily recommended Christmas viewing.
Okay.
It's a Billy Wilder movie, and it's incredible. But yeah, those are the big movies I watched this year that I
Mhm.
thought were really good.
Marvel, how about you?
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to rapid fire. Um,
Movies?
yeah, or just anything TV or, whatever.
Um,
Also, Abbott Elementary and um, Only Murders in the Building for the TV shows that I watched this
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
That's all.
So it can be any era, right? It doesn't have to be new movies.
Yeah, I guess.
I really don't remember. I don't know what I watched this year.
Well,
Apart,
goddamn.
apart from the movies I saw in the theater, which was Kingdom, Nosferatu, Deadpool, Wolverine. Um,
I thought you had a movie that you wanted to talk about besides Nosferatu.
that was Nosferatu.
Oh, it was just Nosferatu. Okay.
Yeah. Did I see anything else? Oh, I saw the Spider-Man trilogy, the Raimi trilogy in theaters. Great
That's right.
experience.
Yeah.
Great experience.
I forgot that was this year. Damn.
Dude, I forgot it was this year too until I looked up and saw the posters on my wall and I was like, "Oh, it was this year." But this year went
Can't-
by. It was really weird because parts of this year went by super fast. Now other parts went by super slow.
Yeah, like
was-
the first half was incredibly slow.
Oh my
And then the
gosh.
summer just like blasted through and it felt like it was nothing.
And then
And-
winter went by super quick too. Everything from like Halloween onward went by so fast.
I think
True.
September was kind of slow, and then once like October was just already gone before it even began. So
Yeah. Did I watch anything else? I don't think so. I think this year was kind of dry for me movie wise in the theaters.
yeah,
So, yeah.
Well, it
not
doesn't
much.
have to just be theaters.
I didn't really watch many movies this year though.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had, but I just didn't. So,
you
yeah.
were more on like the TV circuit, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, The
new releases
Boys,
and whatnot.
The Boys, yeah, Superman and Lois, My Adventures, like I was definitely in on that stuff. I'm trying to think if there
Yeah.
was any new TV shows that came out this year that I actually watched besides superhero stuff. What were some TV shows that came out this year
You know what? I
besides
don't even remember. I'm gonna look that up now.
besides the bad ones?
Besides the ones.
The only
House of
ones
the
I was
Dragon.
watching outside of the ones that you were watching were Abbott Elementary and Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a Skeleton Crew came out this year.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that yet.
I've not been into Star Wars at all. Like,
Me neither.
Oh yeah,
like
I will probably end up doing a Star Wars Visions season 2 video next year
Nice.
because that was my highest viewed video this year.
Oh, I forgot Echo was this year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Echo.
Dude,
That was
man.
the Marvel one. With,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You know. And X-Men 97. God damn. I really
I
wish
still
I
haven't seen it.
I have not watched it either.
Oh, you guys haven't seen it?
Well, here's the reason I haven't seen
I saw
it.
some
haven't watched
clips, but I've
I
not seen
haven't watched it because I want to rewatch the original show before I watch this show because it's been a while since I've watched it.
I don't think you really need to.
I know. I want to.
It's more of a like a personal thing, and it's also for me too because the original show I remember in bits and pieces, so I'd rather
Right, me too.
watch that in full and then
Honestly,
get around to
Honestly,
X-Men
guys, it
97.
sounds like you're just trying to put it off.
No, man, I really want to watch it.
No, fuck you.
I do.
X-Men 97, feeling kind of lonely over there.
I'm sorry, X-Men 97.
Walking Dead. Did you watch the one who?
Oh,
the
I
ones who
did.
live?
I
You
watched The
did?
Ones Who Live. That was great. Okay, so I forgot about that. I forgot it was this year. Holy crap.
I know.
Yeah, this year was like a blur. The only Walking Dead thing from this year I have not seen was season 2 of Daryl Dixon because I was waiting for it to be over so I could binge it. I usually don't do that, but when it was coming out, I was super busy, so I just could
And
not.
then you forgot about it.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
We're seeing a ongoing theme.
but no, I'm gonna rewatch. I will not rewatch that. I'm gonna watch
Uncle
that.
Swifty has Alzheimer's.
Oh wow, wow.
I mean, add me to the list. There were so many things that I forgot about, and now I'm just realizing.
We're both cooked.
Oh man.
Majorly cooked.
But yeah, so that was thanks for remembering that. Even though I was the only one that watched it, that's crazy. I suck.
Yeah. I figured you'd have at least something to say about it because
Yeah, it
I
was
mean, I
great.
sure as hell don't.
It was great, brother.
Mm. Um, I guess it's me now.
Yeah,
Okay. So as far as like movies, I mean there were some stinkers like Ghostbusters was bad and
Oh, I
um
didn't watch that. Forgot
yeah,
about that.
it's not great at all. Like, I barely remember anything that happens in it. That was not great. There were some really interesting ones. Like there was one Concord, which is basically uh
I've heard
an
a lot of
elect
good things.
it was good. It was really interesting to me seeing how they would elect a new pope. And that one was fun. I saw Gladiator 2 not
I've
too
heard
long
great things
ago.
about that.
It's fine. It's okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's I mean it's it's a gladiator movie. It's like, what
It
can
was
you really.
Denzel. He was really the only person I cared about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Denzel was good in that movie.
He's
Um
good.
there were some other ones. Spaceman, which I watched with my brother. That one with Adam Sandler. That was a weird fucking movie.
Really?
Yeah. And
Isn't that
then
with Paul Dano?
what's that?
Doesn't it have like Paul Dano or something?
I forget. It has a
Like the
giant
giant
spider.
spider?
So that
Yeah, yeah. Paul Dano plays the spider.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember who played the spider. There was Long Legs, which I watched with my sister.
I that was one I wanted to see that I
Yeah,
never got to.
that one, that was a good time. Me and her had
Really?
watching that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really
Oh,
did.
good. I'm glad.
Funny, my
Um,
brother hated it.
Terror.
Really?
He hated long legs and he hated the substance. He hated that too.
I haven't seen The Substance, but I've also heard a lot about it.
Terrifier 3. I did check out. I didn't watch it in theaters, but I did watch it on on a service, and
Mhm.
Was it good?
yeah, I enjoyed it.
I
I
haven't
mean, I
seen
liked
any
it
of the
just as
Terrifier movies, so
I liked it just as much as I liked the others. So
yeah.
take
Are they
that
just
for what
kinda
you
like
will.
a good time?
They're yeah, it's like it's. I mean, if you don't if you have an iron stomach, you'll probably
They
you'll
really
probably get.
don't look that, like, gross. I've seen clips of them, and they don't look that bad.
To be honest, I feel like watching Black Christmas is a more terrifying experience than a Terrifier movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so desensitized to all this shit, so it's just it's
You're
just
just
kind
like,
of
"I'm done."
Just
I'm used to it at this point.
it's just like
One
Dread works better than you know.
Dread's awesome. I
Gore.
love Dread. One that I'd wish I saw again, Transformers One, which was really good, and I
That's
really hope gets a sequel.
that's another one I wish I was able to see.
It's
And
clearly the best Transformers movie,
You
like,
not
by
seeing a
a
Transformers movie is crazy to me, AJ.
to be fair, college was like killing
Yeah,
me.
that's true, that's true. No, I get it.
Um, Plus I was in a play, which was
Sure.
a choice.
and, I saw that, I already mentioned Argyle, which was a lot of fun. I saw the Bob Marley movie.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
that one was good. I had a good time.
I admit I am like predisposed to not liking music biopics.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
It- The few that I have watched, I don't like, and I also just don't like the concept
Yeah.
because it feels very exploitative. Um,
Well, this is not a music
which is
biopic I've seen. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
and this isn't to hate on like Marvel or whatever. I'm sure it's good. Uh, I'm just trying to explain why I don't usually watch music
This is
biopics.
why I hate Marvel DC fans.
That's basically what this whole episode's been. So,
I hate the way he walks. I hate the way he talks. I hate the way he sneaks sneak disses. Um, But yeah, I just don't really care for them. They either kiss kiss the guy's butt so much that it's really interesting, or they have no respect for the music or the person. Like
Right.
there's no there's no in between,
Yeah, I agree with you.
which is why
Um,
Timothy Chalamet can kiss my big red bumper.
Oh hell no! I'm going to see that because I'm such a huge Bob Dylan fan. I have to see that
Sorry,
movie.
I'm sorry. When I saw that trailer, I was like, this is just Elvis. This is the Elvis movie.
Yeah, but it's better because it's Bob Dylan.
I'm sorry. I'm just not interested.
they're all the fucking same movie. Like, it's
They're
when you really think it's
all the
just the
same
same thing.
movie. I don't want. I can't do it. I can't do
But
it.
I mean, they all vary in quality. So, but I mean, I mean, I don't mind the idea of seeing like a biopic about like a musician and stuff, and
Mhm.
it's gonna happen whether or not you want it to
It's gonna happen.
or
I
not.
mean, like, I watched the Whitney Houston movie, um, which I enjoyed.
All right,
Um,
watching that over a complete unknown is sinful.
well, it's the thing of like, I'm tired.
You
Also,
should
I
have gotten
watched.
tired with Bob Dylan.
Also, I watched it with my mom, so
Your mom needs to watch Bob Dylan.
well, I'd
Uh,
watch.
one of the
I'd watch a movie starring Bob Dylan, not
That
played
would be
by
bad.
Timothy
That would
Chalamet.
be bad, dude. He'd be like being all 55 characters of his entire life that he's decided to be. Every decade he changes his personality.
You know what Bob Dylan movie I would rewatch instead?
What?
You're just gonna say what?
Oh, I know what it is, and
Oh,
I would too. I'm not there.
good.
Right? That's what you're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
so
great
good.
movie. It's such a great movie. That's
Like,
better than a biopic.
can we re-release that instead
Yeah, it's not
of
on any streaming services.
A
Isn't
Complete
that weird?
Unknown? That is really weird. Like, can we just put that back in theaters?
Have you ever
I'm
seen that, Marvel?
sorry. I'm sorry for derailing you.
which movie
I'm not there. It's
doesn't
uh it's like a Bob Dylan movie, but it's not a biopic.
it doesn't ring any bells right off the bat. But
It's got
There's like
Christian Bale
send it
and
to me
Hugh
later, and
Hefner.
I'll take a
it
look
has a
at it.
there's a bunch of different people playing Bob Dylan at like different points in his career, and it's awesome. It has Heath Ledger.
And Christian Bale.
Hmm.
Christian.
Christian.
Yes. He says the line in the movie.
Yes.
Bob
uh,
Dylan loves Zaz. Yeah, so um okay, let's move on.
one of the last things I was gonna, or I have a 2-for-1 that I was gonna end mine off with.
Oh, let's hear it.
Um, so I didn't play many new games. The most like I played like the MVC collection, Arkham Shadow, Suicide Squad, which we already talked about in another video.
Mm.
But the next two things I want to mention are kind of in correlation with each other. One of them was Sonic X Shadow Generations, and the other was Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, guys, I know Marvel knows this, but whatever you guys do, don't spoil 3 just yet because
No,
I
I
have
won't.
not seen it
No,
yet.
I will not spoil 3, but I will say 3 is a great time,
Peak
and
cinema.
Keanu absolutely steals the show that entire movie.
Really?
Peak
And Jim
cinema.
Carrey. Jim Carrey's great
Yeah.
in both of his roles.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is peak cinema. Peak cinema.
Yeah,
Also, Sonic X Shadow Generations is awesome. It's
it's
so
great.
cool.
Yeah.
And
I did a whole video talking about Sonic Generations. You can find,
should
Yeah, so you gotta check it out.
go
yeah,
watch this Sonic Generations video because it's awesome, and I've watched it multiple times.
It's a
Not
great
just
video.
not just because I appear in it.
Or me, I appear in it too.
it's pretty
Surprisingly.
funny.
It's a multiverse of speaking nerd.
It's true.
But
We are the true DC universe.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we move on? I just to the end of the video, and one last question I wanted to ask you guys: is there anything else that you wanted to briefly mention for our?
Um, did, did anyone listen to good music this year?
Um, does it have to be music from this year?
Um, I I will allow new discoveries that weren't made this year.
Okay. Marvel, why don't you go first for this? Because you're the one that doesn't talk about music as much as you know some of us.
Um, I have some stuff in my YouTube downloads playlist, which I'll pull up here. What I like, I tell them all the time. Like, I listen to like new stuff, old stuff, like a little bit of mix of both. And um, let's see. So recently, it's just been a lot of Sonic stuff because Sonic's been on my mind so much
Yes.
with the video and the movie and everything. Um, There was a song from the credits of the movie, which I really enjoyed. Um, let's see. There was the song from Invincible season 2, which I really liked. Um, yeah, it's a whole bunch of weird like mishmash stuff. Um, Hell's Bells, AC/DC, um, fucking Backstreet Boys, like just
Hey
it's
man,
a whole weird a lot of weird stuff. If you saw my downloads, you'd be like, "Man, what the fuck is
what
this?"
the hell is the Pornhub theme
What is
doing in there?
that? It might it probably would be on there, but yeah. Um, yeah, it's I like one of them is just like the Batman 2022 theme because I was
Mhm.
watching Penguin at the time,
Yeah.
and, yeah, so, yeah, it's all over the place, but yeah, you guys go over your music tastes, so
AJ, why don't you go ahead?
Well, I firstly, as it is every year, my the four artists I am always listening to, no matter the mood, is John Mayer, Alicia Keys, Sega Sound Team, and A Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Do not ask me about the logic or the methodology. You know,
That's fine.
there's no making sense of it.
yeah.
I also listened to a lot of Sufjan Stevens
Mm.
um this year. Um as well as I listen to a lot of Ezra Collective, which is a jazz group that is
Mhm.
making jazz music right now, which is awesome. Because contrary to popular belief, jazz is not dead. It's impossible for jazz
If
to
you say
die.
so.
Jazz never died.
I'm joking,
Jazz
but
keeps lying. Damien Chazelle, it's all your fault. Um, listening to like Diggable Planets, Michelle. I liked uh I liked Willow's album this year. Thought that
mhm.
was good. Um, yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff. I've also been listening to a lot of Olivia Dean, who's a British R&B artist, who I've been listening to for a while now. But like I've been like listening to a lot of her, and also Jill Scott too. Um, so that's the big stuff probably.
Mhm. Beautiful.
Mm.
What about
Um,
you, man?
I discovered a really great jazz guitar player this year named Kurt Rosenwinkel.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I
he
have
has
his album on my Spotify.
great record. The live one is great. The one that came out this
It's
year.
so good. It's so
Um,
good.
or maybe it came out last year, but it was the end. Um, but he's actually a guy from Philly, um, which is even cooler. But he's fantastic. He like opened up my mind to a whole bunch of new sounds and feelings for the guitar, and it was really great. And he's incredible. His sound is great. His melodies, um, his understanding of music. Um, So yeah, everything's great. But he was a new artist that I discovered this year, uh, and who I got really into, especially at the beginning of the year. Let me look at my music real quick because I have it right here. Some new stuff that I've discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got into Wilco pretty heavily this year,
As you should. Wilco's awesome.
particularly their what's the record? Yankee Hotel Foxtrot record.
Great
Um,
album. Great album.
that's probably my favorite one. I'm not super into their earlier stuff.
Dude,
Uh,
you need to learn Jesus Etc. That's like
yeah,
my
it's a great
favorite
song. It's a great
album.
song. But yeah, not super into their earlier stuff. But once you get to Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, it's for me that's when it gets great.
Yeah, it's
And
really
more
good.
expansive. I got into Radiohead this year. I was always turned off by that stuff because
Interesting.
I didn't listen to them and I didn't know what they were all about, and I got into them at the very beginning of the year. Um and yeah, I am a complete Radiohead fanatic now. I love Radiohead. Um so that's something.
Good
What else
stuff.
is on here? I got into Stevie Wonder this year. Um
Yes.
like
He
actually
loves
coincidentally in January. So we're coming up on a year. But and he became one of my favorite artists ever. I love Stevie Wonder. Um Too Shy to Say is one of the greatest songs ever written. I don't care what anybody says. Uh
it. Um, I did forget one. Adrian Lanker was big for me too.
Nice. My musical world. Um hmm. No, there's not too much new stuff from this year. A band I really like called the Lemon Twigs released a record this year, but I'm not the biggest fan of the record, so I didn't put it in just
Mm-hmm.
because it's really not something that I like their stuff that they released the year previously, but yeah, this record was not really my thing. But yeah, so that's not exactly all new music, but new for me in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
So
that's the
yeah,
most important thing. Just what's new to you.
yeah, I agree. Played a lot of Candy Crush this year. Not that has anything to do with it. I'm on level 2,223, which is I'm in the top like 10% of players.
I found a way to play Spider-Man Unlimited again, so
Real
that's
what?
yeah.
Oh, you got to tell me this secret when we're off
I
the.
will show you how I did it, and
Oh, you're a genius.
yeah, it's really good. Um, was there anything else you guys?
Not for music, no.
No. Okay. One last question I wanted to ask you before we end the video. What was your favorite thing to come out of this year? What as far as movies, TV shows, video
Superman
games,
trailer.
Superman?
Literally, I've been waiting for a true Superman adaptation in live action since forever. In my lifetime, I've never seen it on the
Since
big
the
screen.
70s. So,
Basically, I mean, the closest we got in live action was Superman Returns in terms of Superman's comic book accuracy as a
right.
character. Um, you know, the movie, a lot of people don't like it. I understand, but the one thing they can't say is that Superman was not comic accurate. Brandon Routh is always great in that role,
Yeah.
but now we're actually it looks like this is shaping up to be a great movie all around, and I mean it really looks tried and true like a Superman movie, which is something that has been in drought since
Right.
1978.
Mm,
So that's like a crazy ass long time for the face of superheroes to not have a proper adapted story on the big screen.
True
So
that.
I'm so
Nice.
excited. I mean, I'm more than excited. I'm like ready to bust a nut right now, even
Yeah.
talking about the trailer.
Yeah.
Do it live.
All right, back on intensive treatment. We're gonna go live, playing Arkham Asylum with, as Commissioner Gordon put it, just some nut. So yeah,
Gross.
Superman trailer for sure.
Okay.
It was
What about you, AJ?
It's tough. It's tough. Um. Um.
or the comics. Sorry, just threw that in there.
Okay.
But
Man, I read a lot of comics this year. I will say, this is gonna be a random thing. It's not comics, not movies, not
Yeah.
TV show. But I've been kind of out, down and out with like reading books for a while.
mhm.
Like an
Um,
actual novels.
yeah,
Okay.
and in the summer, I read a book in a day. It was like 200, 300 pages or whatever.
Mm.
It was called Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Yeah,
It was
Tough
a
one.
terrific book. Really enjoyed it. That was one of the best things that I enjoyed this year, art wise. Also like I
Yes.
saw I saw the TV Glow was also great. A lot of good stuff this year.
Hmm.
Honestly, my favorite thing this year was intensive treatment.
Hey man, number one fan right here.
We're making it. We're finally making it on intensive.
We're
We're
making it.
getting places.
We're gonna make you a star. See, we're gonna make you a star.
Just imagine you with a giant like cigar, like you're chomping down and rah, 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 rah. Make it a star, see?
You're gonna be the biggest star in Hollywood. See, you're
That's
gonna be in the
hilarious.
Batman pictures. You're gonna be in the Superman pictures. You're gonna be in the DC pictures. The picture's gonna be so big that the Marvel pictures aren't gonna even exist. Don't you see, pal?
It's our hopes. No.
um. All
But
right.
you Marvel.
Me.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney. No.
Yeah, dude, I forgot to mention her. Oh my god, I'm in love with that woman.
Oh, there were so many things this year, like just as far as nerd stuff, like it was like uh Deadpool and Wolverine was such a highlight, Transformers was such a highlight, um Sonic, both the game and the movie were like just, out of this world. Penguin was another one. So um not gonna lie, I'd have to out of I'm gonna go for two of them. I'd say Penguin and Transformers, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a pretty great top two, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
I'll take Sydney Sweeney. She can be she's number one.
Absolutely. If someone doesn't have her at number one, I think they seriously need to question their sexual orientation.
I mean, you guys didn't pick her, so I'd have to question what's going
Hey, she's in the top like at least 5.
on.
She's my
That's-
wife. So I see her pretty often, guys.
okay. Huh.
On my phone. What? Nobody heard
In an incognito tab.
that. My Reddit
Um,
page.
yeah.
It's crazy.
But yeah, everybody, I think that's gonna be it for this video on the Speaking Nerd podcast. Let us know what your favorite things from this year was, or if there's anything that we might have missed that you wanted us to talk about. Sound off in the comments down below, and we will see you guys in the new year. I, I, I'm hoping that we can get some more content out of the Speaking Nerd podcast because, like AJ mentioned before, this was kind of
A
a bit of
was
a
drought.
rough.
a
It was a bit of a rough year for this channel
yeah,
specifically. We didn't really get around to doing too much, and but we were
again,
all working on our own individual stuff, and
everybody was killing it. Everybody was killing it.
Yeah.
Which uh, if the Speaking Nerd had to suffer just for this year for everybody to kill it, it's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. The Speaking Nerd, the crew was killing it, and Speaking Nerd itself was killing itself.
Yeah.
So, um,
I think my
So,
brain just committed suicide.
I was gonna say, what are you guys like as far as stuff to plug? But we've been pretty much plugging all the stuff that we've been working on throughout this whole
Yeah.
video, so I don't think we need to do that. But yeah, we will see you guys in the
no
next
one
year,
gonna have a chance.
and I think we're about due time for another best and worst. What you
Yeah.
guys say? It's about that time. So hopefully we can get Alter back with us for the
Yeah.
next couple videos, and then
100%.
Since he's the worst.
Yeah. Hanging out with his girlfriend.
his girlfriend. What a
Low
nerd.
life.
What a bum. What a
Literally.
bum.
At least Swifty has a wife. When she,
That's
you
true.
know.
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, babe, can you get me the cookies? Thanks, hon.
But yeah, I'm gonna push for more Speaking Nerd stuff because I think there's some stuff that we could definitely talk about. There's stuff that we could do for commentaries or for Speaking Nerd plays, and you know, we're all having fun over here. So
Absolutely.
let's have a toast to 2025. Hopefully, it's not a terrible year. So
I hope so. I hope not. I really
Here's
hope it's a good
to
one.
a better year.
damn right. But
Clink.
yeah. But yeah, everyone.
New beginnings.
Have a great night. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time. So take care of yourselves.